everyone, Janie here, and today's video is dedicated to everyone that doesn't like putting too many layers on a card because of the cost of postage, so I'm going to show you how to keep it flat but still give it the look of layers. I'm going to be making Christmas cards, but this technique is great for any card, so let's get started. I'm going to be using some Christmas greetings word dies from Globeland because I absolutely love them and wanted to show them to you. The set comes with 11 words or phrases, and I have placed the die cuts on a dark piece of 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock so that you can see them better and get an idea of the size. And by the way, they cut beautifully. I'm also using some stamps and dies from my stash and some scraps of scrapbook paper and close to my heart glitter paper. For this technique, I have a piece of 4 1/4 inch by 5.5 inch glitter cardstock and using a rectangle stitch die to cut out the center, but being very careful to make sure that all of the edges are even because this is going to be the frame of the card. You can use any shape or any size die to do this. And I'm using that same die to cut a piece of scrapbook paper, and because I use the same die for both, that piece of scrapbook paper will fit perfectly into the opening of the glitter cardstock. This technique is called inlay. And next, using that piece of glitter cardstock that I had cut out of the center, I'm going to be cutting out the words and image that I'm going to be using for this card. And next, I will also be cutting those words and image from the pattern cardstock, but this time I'm making sure that the die cuts are where I'm going to want them to be when my card is done. And really important, you need to save all of those little pieces that you pop out because you're going to need to pop them back in a little later, so do not lose them. Okay, let's start putting this together. First, I'm gluing the white glitter cardstock frame to the front of my card base, and then next I'm going to be gluing in the pattern piece, and it's real important that you get glue around every opening to make sure that everything lays flat. And I use glue like I'm showing you here, but you can also use a spray adhesive, which is what I would use if I wasn't in front of the camera. Next, using whatever adhesive works best for you, it's time to glue the die cut words into that opening and then start gluing in those little pieces that we saved so that when you're done, it's going to look like you glued the die cut to the top of the scrapbook paper instead of inlaying it. And now for my penguin. I probably should have stamped it before I die cut it, but no problem. I'm just going to line up my stamp with the die cut opening, and then I'll put my die cut in there and it will stamp in the right place. As you can see, I'm making sure that that stamp is inked up really good, and that's because I've been having problems with my Misty and also because I'm stamping onto glitter cardstock, so I just want to make sure that it gets plenty of ink. And next I colored it with my Spectrum Noir alcohol ink markers, and I think he's looking pretty good. So now I just need to glue him into that opening and my card is finished. Or it could be finished, but that stamp and die set included a hat, and so I die cut that and colored it with my Spectrum Noir alcohol ink markers and added that to the card. I could have inlaid it, but I didn't want to take the chance of die cutting it in the wrong place. So here's the finished card, and I love the way that it turned out. I think it is so adorable, and it's completely flat. Well, other than that half that I added, but it's still pretty flat. And here is another one that I made, and I think it looks pretty good too. Let me know below in the comments what you guys think. Oh, and don't throw away those leftover pieces because you can use them on another card. I hope you like the inlaid technique. It's a great way to make a card look layered even when it's not. And if you're interested in that awesome Christmas greeting words cutting die set, I'm going to put a link to that below in the description box. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and happy crafting everyone. Bye-bye.